Hi there, Irena. Let's take a look at this new set of essays you've done, okay? They want you to discuss the advantages and disadvantages of traveling, so let's see what you said here. Lately, visiting other countries or even local places is becoming very popular. I don't know about is becoming. I would have said has become. It's the kind of time marker that lately is that I think has become is more appropriate. Although there are obvious advantages to traveling, some people think that it also has some disadvantages. This essay will attempt to discuss the benefits and drawbacks of this matter. Okay, fine. Clearly, international visits of different countries can widen horizons, not the horizons, because it's not like we're talking about specific horizons, so just keep it general and say horizons. It is very inspiring to visit places around the world and learn interesting things about cultures. For example, seeing historical sites and visiting famous museums enriches knowledge and inspires the soul. Not only does international tourism have benefits, but also, you have to really change this around a bit. Let me think about how you can do that. You could have said it is not just international tourism that has benefits, but domestic travel does as well. That is the kind of change you needed to make. Full stop. By visiting local places, famous places, one can also learn a lot. For instance, I was living in Washington, D.C. for several years, but only after a few years of living there did I decide to visit MoMA, the Museum of, should be Modern Art, by the way, which is located in New York City, not your. This was an extraordinary experience, as seeing famous world-known masterpieces firsthand without the from was very inspiring. I agree with you. I've been there. Okay, so although some of the advantages are quite obvious, some drawbacks should also be considered. For example, traveling abroad can cost a lot of money. Careful, it should be cost without the A. Buying tickets, booking hotels, and dining in restaurants. Careful, that should be no double N here, just one N, and it's dining. Dining in restaurants for as long as 1 week can cost, again, careful, his whole month salary. Another issue to consider is that it might be time consuming. Some careful, capital S, some local historical sites are hours away, and if considering spending the night in a distant location, the trip can take a few days. While for some this is not considered a problem, others might find allocating time for domestic tourism a little challenging. Okay, so basically you're telling me that the drawback of travel is time and money? All right, fair enough. So in conclusion, while there are certainly advantages to traveling, which include the ability to learn about new places and visit famous sites, there are also downsides. These ESE, because it's plural, include budget-related concerns, and it might also be time-consuming. Okay, so grammar is really the big problem here. It's grammar, and we need to correct some of these things. You tried to express some ideas that were more sophisticated, and you tried to use some advanced grammar. Unfortunately, you ran into some problems with that. Those incidents were those areas of inversion where you had those expressions with like not only, and there was another one also in this paragraph with only. I can't remember where it was. It doesn't matter though. Where you had to use an advanced grammatical structure called inversion. If you could have done those successfully, that would have been wonderful. Examiners also always get really excited when they see something a little more sophisticated, a little more complex. So I would recommend looking it up either in a good grammar book or online even, and see how you can structure your sentences correctly. All right, now let's look at your task 1, movies. Okay, the given bar chart illustrates the types of movie choices of young males and females across the world. Overall, out of 6 movie types, comedy was the most popular by both sexes. Action movies were the second most popular for men, while romance, which was least preferred by men, was second best for women. Animation films, on the other hand, were least preferred by females. Okay. Looking at the male preferences in the graph, it is clear, it's actually a chart, by the way. Looking at the male preferences in the chart, it is clear that comedy, not comes, comedy movies gained the highest popularity with 145 choices. Interestingly, comma, it was the highest choice for women as with a figure. Oh, you typed wrong. I know what you meant here. You meant, interestingly, it was the highest choice for women as well with a figure of 137. Action movies were the second highest choice with a number of 137. Animation and drama films stood at 63 each, while horror movies reached 73. Okay, fine. Looking at the preferences, careful with your typing, of females, after comedy, it was romantic movies that were most prioritized with a number of 116. This was almost 4 times higher than the males' choice, not one male. All right, so it should be S apostrophe. Choice for the same category. Drama and action reaches 86 and 82 respectively, whereas horror and animation were the least preferred with 64 and 54 respectively. All right, I actually really like this. This is good. It was clear. You pretty much covered everything. You had a nice variety of language, expressions, grammar, everything. So I enjoyed this. Without even looking at the graph, I could more or less envision what you were talking about. So as far as a task 1 is concerned, I'm actually really, really happy with this. This was a good job. Let's see, is there anything I wanted you to add? I just want to make sure that you did mention all of the movie types, which I think you did. Let me just double check. Yeah, you did. And you even though you hadn't mentioned romance for men here, you mentioned it here. So it was absolutely appropriate. I really like this. This is a very good task 1. So congratulations. Okay? So go ahead and correct these both. Return them back to us corrected. Let's see what you write in your next set of essays. Good work with these, okay? Let's see what you write. So good luck.